Welcome, everyone. My name is Tony Cifuentes. I am the Senior Vice President and Director of Sales here at InsureMark. And again, on behalf of myself and InsureMark, thank you for taking the few minutes out of your day to be with us today. So simply put, what we're looking for today is we are looking for experienced advisors to conduct retirement workshops at local colleges. If you're one of those advisors that's tired of traditional dinner seminars, let's say you're an experienced public speaker, if your safe money practice is established and you do have a marketing budget, if you're one of those advisors that does annuities, you do life insurance, and you do assets under management, or want to do that, then you are in the right place. Today we're going to be talking about Retirement Educator. And simply put, it's our program where we actually do all of the legwork and get you into local colleges to do retirement workshops. We have the privilege of working with some of the top advisors and advisors in all 50 states. So we feel your pain, and we know that a lot of advisors out there see you have great products to offer. You got the newest widget. But, at the end of the day, you could have the best product in the world. You could have tons of knowledge and experience to share with everybody else. You could even have a strong desire to help people. But if you have no one to see, what good is it? What good does that do you? Today, we're going to be talking about the solution, which is called Retirement Educator. This program has been consistently helping our advisors increase their revenue and lower their overhead. And how we do it is through it's a nonprofit academic program, and we basically use educational workshops, retirement workshops, given at local colleges. This is not retirement planning. This is not college planning. This is retirement planning. This is not a college planning course or anything like that. The workshops are actually endorsed by some of the local colleges, and the courses are 2-hour sessions over 2 to 3 weeks. Attendees do pay to attend, so this is like a traditional adult education class. Like if you wanted to learn to play guitar, you would go down to your local junior college or community college, and you would pay a fee, and you would learn how to play guitar. This is the same premise. There's no meals, so you don't have to worry about paying extra money for Ruth Crisp or Golden Corral or anything like that. And here's the big thing. The average annuity premium per workshop is over $750,000. And I'm not even talking about the massive amounts of life insurance and assets under management that you gather as well, too. The assets under management are optional. We do have a resource for you as well to help you on that side. And here's what we're looking for. We are looking for advisors with a minimum of 5 years experience, okay? And what we do is we will train you to teach in a 501c3 nonprofit setting without selling, in what we call academia mode and not salesman mode. What we use is a nonprofit that's powered by AFIA. AFIA is the American Financial Education Alliance. And with us today, we have the president, the creator of AFIA with us, Rick McClanahan. Rick is one of our top advisors. He's been with us a number of years and consistently makes our top producers trip. And Rick is the advisor, just like you, that goes out there and he actually trains our advisors on how to run this program. So, Rick?
Yes.
Thanks for joining us today. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you run appointments and you're doing workshops as well too, but I wanted to bring you on just so you can share from an advisor's perspective on how the program works and how it's really helped your practice.
Absolutely, glad to be on the call.
So let's get right into it. Why don't you tell everyone how it works?
Yeah, okay, so what we did is we put together a program that basically we use strategic marketing blasts to get in front of people, and we do that. There's a couple of different ways that we can do it, but the most effective way we found is the old tried and true method of direct mail. And what that does is it attracts our students, our affluent students who have between or are between the ages of 55 and 70 with income producing assets of $100,000 or more. And then, of course, we make everything is streamlined in this program. So all of the registration is either online, or we process credit cards, we process people mail in checks, we do all of that for you. And the good thing about it, Tony, is that people actually, like you mentioned earlier, are paying to come and see us teach. They pay to come and see me teach in a university.
Huge.
Absolutely. And so our target area or location that we like to teach is in the community college setting. The reason we do that is just because just like you mentioned, adult education classes are typically held there, and a lot of the people that come to our classes, they look to go to do stuff like that anyway. And so they're familiar with the local school or community college campus. It's easy to navigate that we've found, and so that's where we hold our classes. And the classes are taught between, some people prefer to do it over a 2-week period, some people prefer 3. A 3-week period, in my opinion, the more time you spend in front of your students, the better they get to know you. But we have some guys who love just doing the 2-week sessions. And essentially what happens is that time that you're spending, this is what separates it from dinner seminars and other type things, which we'll talk about more in a minute. But the time that you're spending in the class, the students are getting to know you. And they're really learning through the material, the program, and it really familiarizes them with the new model and things that we talk about, and then they naturally transition into clients. It's the tug of war is gone because you've already done the first appointment, the second appointment, and the third appointment in some cases, essentially by each time you're having the class.
Yeah, I can see a number of things really helping you out as well, too. One is frequency. You're right. I mean, best practices is doing it over 3 weeks, so they see you. That's 3 opportunities. And then number 2, it must be huge being able to do it at a local college. It gives you a huge amount of credibility. So
absolutely.
So what do you teach? Tell us a little bit about the actual course program. Is it something that an advisor has to come up with himself? I mean, is all the material already done? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the course we teach is already done for you. This particular course is 102 pages long. It's a fully outlined and detailed course, like literally a textbook that your class is going to get, plus a teacher's manual, everything that you will have to teach with. But it's called Safe Money Principles of Retirement Planning. And essentially, I mean, it teaches it's just all of how to establish retirement goals, how to maximize cash flow, how to avoid the most common mistakes. It talks about some different things like using banking strategies to become your own banker. I mean, we really unpack a lot of things that people are interested in and wanting to know. So it covers, you'll have people that come to the class for a lot of different reasons, and there's something in this class, Tony, I think, for everybody that comes.
Well, one of the big things that we did early on with this program, Rick, is that we voluntarily got this FINRA reviewed. It's reviewed, and as you all know, FINRA doesn't approve anything, but they do review it. We voluntarily got it reviewed because we knew, number one, we wanted to be extra safe with the program. There's some other programs out there that haven't done this, and number two, we knew that we would have a number of our broker-dealers wanting to have access to the program as well, too.
Yeah, that's definitely something that makes us different, is that we've got the FINRA review, and it helps us not only with the broker-dealers, but sometimes it helps us get into certain colleges that normally would say, no, we're not going to approve the material, but we show them that we've had it reviewed and it's been through this check, and that helps us. It's really good to have it, and plus it's different. It's something that differentiates us from our competition.
Huge. Yeah, there's multiple levels going on here behind the scenes, and one of them is who actually designed the course. I mean, this wasn't developed in your garage one day overnight over a couple of beers. I mean, there's a lot of thought and technology that's behind the scenes with this. Go talk to us a little bit about that, Rick.
Yeah, when we started to put this together, we looked at a lot of the things that were out there, a lot of material that we could have probably purchased or different things like that. And what I really wanted to do, and when we got together a meeting with this and designing it, we decided that it would be good to hire someone who specialized in designing college courses. We wanted to make sure that when we put this thing together, I mean, I'm a financial advisor. I have no idea how to design a college course per se. I know the material, but I had no idea how to put it together and use neuro-linguistic technology with colors and the fonts and all of these different things that really goes into making a successful course that people actually get something out of and actually learn and leave the class with feeling like they've learned something and their time was well spent. And we hired Dr. Michelle Poff to do this, and that's what she does. She's a current lecturer and instructor at the University of Washington right now, but she's got a PhD in communication. She's a member of the High IQ Society, Mensa, and you know, she's got a master's degree in linguistics and in the English language. So I mean, she just helped us. She really worked with us through how to start the class out and to break people into it to where you keep their attention, you don't shock them too much, and then you get into kind of the importance of the subject and the topic. You introduce your topic, and then she also introduced us or told us how to kind of let the class go so that they remain each day, they come back each day, and then at the end of it, they come to your strategy session and as I mentioned, transition into clients. So had a lot of help from Dr. Poff on that.
It's a lot of money, a lot of time spent. I oftentimes see advisors doing this on their hard-earned dollar. You know, they'll go out there and refine it and do a seminar over and over and spend thousands of dollars on doing that research and, you know, and development. We've already done the work for them. Yeah,
I've been there, and that's one of the reasons it's better to hire someone who knows what they're doing.
Exactly. Let a professional do it. This is really the centerpiece of the entire program, and what Dr. Poff was really excited on and really helped us out with as well too. Talk to us about the new model. I mean, I love getting these phone calls and, you know, from advisors and say, you know, my client actually told me where they want to put the money, and talk to us about how it sets up everything, the new model.
Yeah, the new model is just basically a way that we in the class we teach people a new way of understanding their money. We break it down into just simplest terms using colors, the colors of money, blue, green, and red, and then we help people to figure out how much money it costs to be who they are today, how much they're willing to lose, and then subtract those two from 100, and that's how much money goes into green. So we use percentages, and by the end of the class, I mean, we have the whole curriculum for everyone so that this is very easy to teach, but it really just uses the student's gut feeling of where they want their money to be, and they understand it, and they break it down. And at the end of the class, they're telling you, they go through the new model exercise, and they're telling you, you know, I want this much money in assets under management. It takes this much money in my regular bank accounts or CDs or whatever to maintain my lifestyle. And then we've introduced them to what green money is, and they tell you at the end of the class how much money I need to have in green. And so by the time they come to your strategy session and they come into our office, we just open up the workbook and look at that page where they've broken down the percentages, and that's where we start from. And the first meeting is like a third meeting, literally, because of that.
Gotcha. This is what I call the money page right here, because this is where you show our advisors how to actually set the appointment. Talk to us a little bit about this and the course evaluation, and this is really huge because this is where you convert and you take off your nonprofit hat and your for-profit hat, and there's a certain way that you need to do that as well too. And you've showed our advisors how to become very successful doing this.
Absolutely, and the good thing about it too is that we've got training online right now that walks people through our first appointment, second appointments, how to do this transition. I mean, all of this stuff is literally provided, and we do bi-weekly trainings as well to make sure that people understand how to make that transition. But this is a great tool because it's like a regular evaluation form. We're graded on a scale from A to F, in terms A being excellent, F meaning I've got a little work to do. But at the end of it, there's a place where they say, yes, I would like to take advantage of a 1-hour strategy session with my instructor, and then they check that off. We typically are getting our appointments or our strategy sessions set up after the first class, and certainly after the second. We've got most of our class already booked. So before the third session even happens, using this form and also having our calendar in the class, we've got people already registered and ready to come into their strategy sessions to see us. And so this is really a great tool, and our average class size is going to be around 7 to 12 couples typically in our college class. Average assets per couple that come to the class is going to be around $1 million or more in some cases. We just had a guy in Colorado who mentioned that in his first class that he taught, Tony, he uncovered $16 million in assets in one class. And so, yeah, the numbers are incredible, but the reason is simple. I mean, people are coming to these classes, and they're affluent people. They're accustomed to going to college. They're accustomed to paying a tuition to go to college to learn about the finances or something like that, and they typically have some type of life event that's about to happen, whether they're just retired or they may not be as happy as they were with their previous advisor. Something like that is typically going on, and so you're finding that these affluent clients are coming. And so, as we mentioned earlier, I mean, the average premium for one class is about $750,000.
What's really cool on our side is to actually see, you know, and our advisors see their clients come to them and say, hey, I want a portion of my money in this, I want a portion of my money in this, and a portion of my money in this, and it's really hard to believe unless you've actually been there. So tell us a little bit about some of these clients that have seen you. We have a couple on here, a couple of the clients that you've seen as well.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I've been a financial advisor now going on 15 years or so, and I've tried a lot of different programs and courses and marketing programs and things like that. And literally, this is the one that I'm a little biased, obviously, because I created it, but I have found, and like you said, the feedback that we're getting from all of our other advisors across the country is that when people come into their class, like this first lady that came in, her name is Frances, she came in, and again, these are usually life events. People are coming, they see this in the mail, and they say, you know what, I'm about to retire. In her case, her husband had passed away, and he had handled all the finances. She had no idea what to do with her money, and he had put just about all of it in all Duke Energy stock, and she just had no idea what to do with it. So we were able to help her. She went through, and she understood what the new model meant. She understood green money, and literally came in for a strategy session, and we were able to help her. I believe the commission on that was something around $23,000 or $24,000 that we were able to do some different things to help her with that. But again, it's like this other guy here. He came in. He was about to retire. He got one of our mailers in the mail, and it was just the timing was perfect. Hey, I should go to this because it's going to teach me about my finances. And we rolled his 401k over. That was over a $500,000 case right there. About $37,000 in commission on that one. So. Again, when people come to this type of class, when people are actually willing to reach into their pocket and pull money out to pay a tuition, they typically have money, and there's something going on that makes them come to that class. So out of this particular class, Tony, I think we did a little over $60,000 in commission, a little over $1.1 million in premium, and it cost us about $7,500 to do this particular class just because this was one of our earlier ones, and we tested some radio and we also tested some newspaper ads to find out what works so that once we roll this out to everyone else, which is over a year and a half ago now, they don't have to spend that kind of money, and we'll show them the numbers here in just a second.
Yeah, it typically doesn't cost this much, to conduct one of these classes, and like you said, that's one of the big things that we've already gone through all the bumps and bruises, so our advisors don't have to. Talk to us about other options, because I understand that's the flagship course, but we have, Social Security is very hot right now. Topics covering women is very hot. I have advisors that maybe they just want to do something about, annuities only. So talk to us about those other courses, because anybody that's in Retirement Educator, you get access to 10 other already done seminars as well, too. Is that right?
Well, there's actually more than that. These are just some of the 10 most commonly used. There's actually a library of close to 30 now, and we're constantly adding new workshops for people to do. And it's just the way we use them here. Social Security is a big draw, obviously, and so we're always teaching that. We teach about 6 or 7 workshops a month, and we just rotate inside of our territory to different libraries, and then every quarter we do a college course. So we fill in for people that maybe comes to a Social Security class, but at the time the timing wasn't right, or maybe they wanted more information, and we use those people to help backfill our college course. Or we mention that we have some of these other courses going on, so we can drip on them and help backfill some of our classes. So it really just gives our advisors, the people that get into the Retirement Educator program, a lot more options. I mean, that's what you really want.
And since Social Security is really hot, talk to us about some of the real life cases that you've gotten from, I mean, Social Security yourself.
Yeah, Social Security classes, we've had guys come in and, we talk about Social Security, and one of the biggest problems that people had, especially when Social Security planning first came out, is number one, people were a little concerned about not knowing everything or not understanding all of Social Security. Well, we have a lot of training to help people understand how to teach Social Security workshops. But what's also more important, and I think people had to struggle with, was how do you transition a person in a Social Security class from understanding that there's more to that decision besides just getting a free Social Security report. And so our class is designed to actually say, okay, when you're talking about Social Security, you're really talking about retirement and income planning, because it's a part of that pie, it's a part of that puzzle. And so my training that we put people through, and it's recorded, they can watch it over and over, it tells you the keywords and the buzzwords to use to make sure that people understand that it's not just about that Social Security report, it's about how that ties in with the rest of their assets, because that Social Security decision is married to their assets. And so we had a couple of guys come in and had some other issues from that. And I mean, from a particular Social Security class, I think we did $42,000 off of this particular one, almost a little over $750,000 in premium from that mini class. And here's the thing, Tony, on the mini classes like this, you're looking at about $2,500 to about $2,800 out the door. That includes workbooks, and usually the venue rentals is free.
Nice, and I mean, you're really hitting a different type of client with the Social Security classes. It's more middle America, more blue collar people that you'll typically see, as opposed to the college one where you'll see upper middle class. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, we use the same demographic even for our Social Security classes. So believe it or not, I mean, we're getting the average household income or net worth is going to be around $500,000 in income producing assets. That's what we're typically finding from our Social Security classes. But what separates the two and increases it for the college class is that tuition. That tuition is bumping it up. So you're getting a smaller class size. Like we average in Social Security probably 20 to 25 people versus the college class that might be 7 to 14, but the assets jump up to over $1 million.
Gotcha. So talk to us about the material, because I often get that question. Well, this sounds great, Tony. I mean, who do you already have the material done? Is there like a teacher's manual, course workbook? I mean, talk to us about all the professional material that's done for advisors.
Absolutely, yeah. We've taken all the legwork, and one of the things we found that with programs, especially me in particular, is that a lot of the times I would get into a program like this and then and be expected to do more legwork. You know, almost make it another job for me to come up with materials, or go find someone to do the printing for me, or find someone to do, print up a workbook, or go to Kinko's to print out all this stuff. And what I found was that it just made more sense to design it, to get every single workshop, everything all put together with a teacher's manual, course workbook, personalized chapter pages, all the ads, your cards, everything is designed all the way down to shirts if you want them, and apparel. And so, yeah, we've taken care of all of that stuff. And on top of that, Tony, what we've done is put together dedicated marketing support where anyone who comes in as an advisor or chapter president in the Retirement Educator program is going to have dedicated marketing resource from a mail house that is familiar with every state and city in the country, so they can qualify your city and find out. You can ask some questions about how well a product like this or a mailer like this would work. Is it better to use postcards? Is it better to use a trifold? And they've got that knowledge at your disposal. Plus, even more important is that each individual that comes in as a chapter president in this program is going to have a dedicated academic coordinator. And so that academic coordinator's job is to do nothing but, if you give a list of schools that you want to try to get into or libraries, that person is going to be on the phone making sure that all of the requirements are met, that the insurance is covered. We've got blanket insurance policies for everyone. All of these things are done, and it's so that at the end of the day, the event is booked, and all the instructor has to do is show up and teach.
Really, really, I mean, I hate to use an over cliche word, but turnkey, it truly is.
Absolutely.
This next part, I do want to preface this that we love dinner seminars. We have a number of our top advisors that do a traditional dinner seminar, and we call them client events. So you can be a very successful high-level advisor doing a traditional dinner seminar, but I think it's a really good perspective to compare this to that versus using the nonprofit program that you use, Rick. The cost is cheaper. Average cost for a retirement educator course is between $2,400 to $4,900. We really have that dialed down because being part of a nonprofit, we get discounts with, using mail, and we just really refined it over the years. Average cost for dinner seminars between $8,000 to $10,000, so it's about half the cost than your traditional dinner seminar. Again, like Rick was saying, attendees will pay that tuition. They'll pay $59 per person. That really weeds out. There's no play liquors. These are serious inquiries only, and like Rick was saying, attendees are usually well educated. They're informed. They have higher assets. We look for, there has to be something that we need to be saying about the actual list that's being used. Now, it's very important on who you're mailing to. Now, we could mail to high net worth clients, but if we do that, then typically you'll get people that are land rich. Maybe they have all their assets tied up in land. We don't do that. We could also do high income, but when you do that, you get a lot of business owners that they got a lot coming in, but they also have a lot going out. What we target are high assets, which is wealth accumulation. Talk a little bit about that, Rick.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we target our list, our income-producing asset lists that we purchase to mail to within our demographic, and so that's why we're able to consistently get people who come to our classes. The program in itself, the fact that it's a college course in and of itself, you're attracting high net worth, high asset people. But yeah, that list is key because a lot of competition out there would say that they would get rooms full of people to go to a college class, 30 people, 35 people, 40 people in a college class, but they're all net worth or household worth, and they've got debt up to their eyeballs. So we want to have people that are ready to do something and have assets that are movable. So we target a special list to do that.
Yeah, and again, we do it over 3 sessions. That's best practices. The classes are typically 2 hours each, and with 10-minute breaks. I mean, I know that's a huge component of your training that you show our advisors, but that really allows you and our other advisors to gain rapport with the attendees.
Absolutely. I mean, that's when I spend my time. I talk about their son or daughter's game that they had last night, and then when they come back, they tell me they've got a game happening. They got to get to their son's basketball or football game, and then when they come back the next day, I'm spending some time talking about how he or she did. I mean, that's just building that rapport and that relationship with those people, your students, so that when they come back to you at the end of the class or to your strategy session, they really feel like they already know you. Yeah,
and the bottom line is this program allows you to be viewed as an instructor rather than a salesman. You have a good story when you're going to your cocktail party or Christmas party. What do you say when people ask you what you do?
Well, we all have those elevator pitches where it's, we had to come up with creative ways to kind of describe what we do, because if we came out, if someone asked us at a party, hey, what do you do? And I said, I sell insurance or something like that. I use annuities to help people sleep at night, that kind of thing. Well, when they went over to the bar and someone asked what I did, even though I came up with this creative sales pitch, people would essentially boil it down to, oh, he sells insurance, or something like that, and they really don't want to talk to you. We've kind of got a black cloud over a lot of our heads because of things that people have done in the past in our industry. But what I say when I'm at these parties is, people will ask me what I do, and I just say I teach at Pfeiffer University. Okay, and Pfeiffer University is well known here in Charlotte. It's a small community college. It's a private school, but it's people are familiar with it. And so once I say that, I mean, it builds instant credibility for me. They know exactly what I teach. And then, of course, the first thing they ask me is, well, what do you teach? Okay, and so that opens up, like an elevator pitch should. It opens up that conversation. And then the next thing I say is I teach a retirement planning course called Safe Money Principles of Retirement Planning. So from there, Tony, it's automatically assumed that because I teach retirement planning in a college that I'm an expert, and then a lot of times it builds that credibility, and people are wanting to talk to me afterwards. So I don't have to get fancy about what I do. I use 5 words. I teach at Pfeiffer University. It's changed the way I do my practice completely.
Huge amount of credibility for you. Huge amount of credibility
Absolutely.
for you. We do have exclusive chapter territories, so this is very important for our advisors. We don't let other advisors into your territory. We actually will map out a specific territory for you, and all of the venues are yours. Talk to us about that, Rick, and the importance of that.
Yeah, that's important because the last thing you want to do when you join a program is have someone, and you're called a chapter president, is have someone a block away be called another chapter president in the same area. So you're the chapter president of the south area, and he's the north area, and then it's the east. Or even worse is you have a venue or a college, and then someone else opens up a chapter right down the street from you, and you're mailing to the same people, and it's overlap even though you're in the same organization. So to get rid of all that hassle, I mean, we've included inside of your mapped out territory all of the colleges, all of the libraries, all the senior centers, community centers, all the places that you might want to teach, and on top of that, we get you in, and once you're there, they're yours. Our competition has, if there is competition, one of the ones I've seen is that they'll charge individual rates for a la carte prices for these things, like X amount of money if you want them to get you into a college, X amount of money more if you want a library. And so all of that with the Retirement Educator program is included.
Again, which is a big reason of how we're different. And we also have, one of the big things that we do is we will make a chapter URL for you. I mean, we are in the age of Google right now, and a lot of clients will Google you, and as soon as they find out you're part of the group, they'll try to find this out. And we have Rick's mug up there, representing a URL. And this is big as well, Rick, because this is where our advisors show the calendar of events. This is where their prospects can register online, and then you also, it ties in the students or the retirees by registering them so they can keep up to speed with the local news and events as well, too.
Absolutely, and this is another thing it does is that it links them to the chapter. So if someone attends your class, they're linked now to your chapter, and so that you can drip on them for different types of events that you have coming up in the future. You can direct message them back and forth. Just all kinds of communication that we've set up to preserve and build a chapter so that eventually you may not even have to mail. You may have 2,000 or 3,000 people in a database from previous classes that you can just blast out inside of our program to invite them to new classes that you're having. So it's a really great design, and it's a great way to showcase you as a chapter president for the organization.
Yeah, and you'll have access to those 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's nothing like getting that email over the weekend that you have new attendees, all right?
Yeah, I love that. My phone goes off, and I just look, hey, congratulations, you've got a new registration for your upcoming class next week. That's not a better feeling than that.
One of the other reasons this programs are so important with us is that, yes, it will help you increase revenue and lower your overhead costs, but it really provides our advisors as a way to give back by teaming up with other charities. FIA is a 501c3 nonprofit, and this is a really big thing to us. Talk to us about how our advisors partner up and can team up with other charities, Rick.
Absolutely. I mean, what I did here was we wanted to, number one, make the nonprofit of FIA a real and true nonprofit, just not just a marketing program, but something that actually had an impact in communities. I mean, we do a great job of educating and providing all the great material, but in order to make the story better for our advisors when they got in front of a class, I wanted to empower them to be able to give a portion of the revenue back to a local charity that they chose to sponsor. And so for me here, I'm a veteran in Charlotte. I choose the Wounded Warrior Project because I'm a veteran. And so 15% of all the registrations that come in, and a lot of times you'll have people in your class that will just write checks to donate to your chapter. And so 15% of all that money that comes in throughout the year, we keep that together, and then we send it back out on your behalf to whatever charity you choose. And that is something that definitely makes us different than anybody else that's out there trying to do what we do.
And our advisors actually have an opportunity to participate in that as well, too, because part of the fundraising efforts go towards further educating the community. Is that right?
That's right. So as I mentioned, 15% goes out from the local chapter to any charity that they want to designate it to. But we also are looking not just to have, short-term partners. We're trying to find a way to give back to the chapter presidents and the advisors that come in so that they stay with us for a long time. And one of the ways we think we can do that is to give a percentage of that money that they do for fundraising or get for fundraising back to them so that they can use it to throw towards mailers or to offset costs for rentals or workbooks or whatever they want to use it for to help them further their mission in their community.
And again, what makes us different?
That's the thing.
So everybody that's online may be asking, wait, so how much does it cost? What do I have to do to get involved? Well, there is a monthly cost to this. It's regularly it's $4.49 a month. There's a one-year commitment required. You can get 2 months for free at no cost when you pay annually, and it's a $349 registration fee. This is a one-time fee. It covers your first order of business cards because being part of a nonprofit, you do have to have separate business cards in order for us to keep the 501c status. It includes your intro kit, which you'll get a course workbook, your teacher's manual on what to say, how to say it. A portion of that goes to fundraising costs. The new model calculator, which Rick talked about a little earlier, gives you access to that. And then, we do a background check on everyone. We have to make sure, since we're dealing with a 501c3, we want to make sure there's no felons or anything like that in the program. And really, the break even here is you write one case for $65,000 at just a 7% commission, and all of your membership dues are completely paid for. But we do have special pricing for InsureMark advisors, for advisors that give us an opportunity to earn their business, that come on board with us. You do not have to pay $449. You pay $299 a month. If you want to do the annual payment plan, it's $29.90. There's still a $349 registration fee, but your membership dues are substantially lower than what they normally would be. We actually pick up these dues as well, and we will pay for the $29.90 or the $299 a month with our BizBucks program. Get with your marketing consultant regarding our BizBucks program, and we'll actually pay for any marketing expenses with that program. And your break-even goes from $65,000 to $43,000. You write one $43,000 annuity for the entire year, and you pretty much pay for the program. What else does it take? How do I get started? We are looking for advisors with a minimum of 5 years experience. And what we ask is that we're not going to hold you captive. We're not even going to say you can't do business with other marketing organizations. We've been in business over 32 years. We have friendly competitors out there, and we have a lot of respect for other groups. The only thing that we're going to say is that if we help generate annuity or life insurance business, is that you place at least that business with InsureMark. If that sounds fair to you, then you're in the right place. We also ask that you get set up with at least 2 of our core carriers. Here's a list of our core carriers. AIG, MSG, we are part of the Market Synergy Group, so that is a proprietary product with AIG. We are set up with all lines of Athene, including the Annexus lines, Fidelity and Guarantee F&G, Forethought, and the brand new Nationwide product. Again, we just ask that you get set up with at least 2 of our core carriers as well. So what are the next steps? Rick, I know some of the advisors on the line are asking. So first, you want to see if you qualify for the program. You request an information packet from the consultant that invited you there. And the big thing is check to see if your territory is available. So Rick, anything else to add other than that?
No, I would just say I would emphasize that what you just ended on is call if you are on this call. And there's a lot of people on this call, and there's always this situation. We've had it happen several times after we've done these, where two or three people have called from the same territory or the same area and wanted either the same school, same library, or something, and one person decided to wait a week. So my thing is to you, and once it's locked up, guys, I mean, we don't make exceptions because that's how we protect the integrity of the organization, and we want to make sure that you get the value for what you're getting into. So if you are on this call, make sure that you call now and try to reserve your territory. Ask about that. We can get you online with our mail house that can talk about the schools in the area and map it out for you, but it's first come, first serve on that, guys.
Yep. So give us a call at 800-752-0207. Again, that's 800-752-0207. Ask to speak to your marketing consultant. We'll get you set up. We'll get you in the program, and we'll get you onboarded as quickly as possible. Rick is eagerly awaiting to train the newest advisors into this program and really show them step by step how to do it and at a high level. So again, Rick, thank you for the time. We know you're out there seeing clients on a daily basis, so thank you for taking the time, and we're looking forward on bringing another round of new advisors into the program and have them share the same amount of success as you are. So,
sounds great. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.